Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for your excellent work tonight. And I would like to thank my colleagues who have spoken from the other parties and to thank them for their support for this motion. Once again, this is a moment in the House where we need to move beyond the partisan games and say that we recognize the importance of this common sense solution. We need to get a national discussion on palliative care. It's been amazing on this journey, and I again reference the excellent work that the committee did before me, that it's not an issue that seems to exist within the Ottawa media bubble. It's not something that's seen as perhaps hot enough or interesting enough. But when you go out into communities, when you talk with the faith groups, when you talk with the people who are dealing with it in their communities in rural and urban Canada, I've seen the same conversations in downtown Toronto that I've seen in rural areas on the importance of supporting families, on the importance of having the measures in place that help families, not just the individual, deal with pain and the heavy psychological and medical issues of facing life-threatening illness, but the need to support families in those moments so families can have that period when their loved one can be taken through and a family can be taken through in a manner that allows them to come out whole on the other side. This is bigger than any of us individually. It's bigger than any of our individual parties. It's a moment where we try and work together. I would like to think that we will stand in this House and do that. I want to thank my colleagues who've done the work, and we've gone back and forth on language and what does language mean, and certainly someone who considers himself a wordsmith, I understand the importance of language. But I also understand that there's a moment when the motion has to be put, when people have to stand and people have to say that in the Parliament of Canada in 2014 we recognize this important fundamental fact, because simply making a palliative care motion, strategy and/or framework will not be the solution. The solution will come from all the civil society groups who will look to this Parliament and say, you made that commitment to the Canadian people, now it's time that you follow through. The same groups that will go to the provinces and the regional health bodies and say, the Parliament of Canada spoke on the vision of what comprehensive, supportive palliative care that respects the familial, the spiritual, and cultural needs of Canadians. It will be those people who then put the pressure back on us so that we deliver on this promise. So today is the first part of that commitment to Canadians to say, we get it, we understand that we need to start pushing out and speaking about the importance of the common sense solution that maybe isn't seen as a hot button issue or something that's not a sexy issue, but it's an issue that touches all of us. And then civil society, the faith communities, rural and urban people will then come back to us and say, now, this is what it looks like. We, within our role in the federal government, we do not deliver the health services that are delivered at the ground, and nor should we. But we have a role to play to say, these models work, these options work. If by working together with the provinces and territories and respecting their jurisdictions, we can actually establish frameworks that will help ensure that all Canadians are able to really and truly, when they need it, die with dignity, and families will be able to move forward in healing. So I'm asking my honourable colleagues for their support on this motion 456. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.